A tree, a rock, a coffee cup, all familiar things in an all familiar environment, but an ever-changing environment all the same. Today, we will explore the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on our world. I'm your host, David Attenborough, and this is Planet COVID. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, humans have been staying at home, resulting in the emergence of certain species popping up in places where they haven't been seen for years. One such example is the emergence of the pandemic potato. The pandemic potato has become so lazy that will never do the dishes. He chooses instead to reuse takeout food containers, disposable forks, plastic straws, instead of ever washing a single dish. In order to avoid getting cheesy dust on his controller, the pandemic potato has learned a new skill. He can now use his opposable thumb and index finger to use the chopsticks to eat the cheesies. Since ordering food online has become such a necessary part of his survival, he has memorized the Uber Eats instructions.
Alright, listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. Second floor, east side of the building, second window from the left. Yeah, it's the one with the ladder.
In order to conserve energy and not to waste valuable calories, the pandemic potato has developed a new technique for waste disposal. In order to mask his true stench and potentially attract the Tinder mates that he will never come across, the pandemic potato has had to innovate because the laundry does not get done. Because the only human interaction he ever has to do is over video call, he never has to worry about what he wears from the waist down. Since he now never goes outside, he is at an all-time high for entertainment consumption. He has set up multiple TVs in his living room so he can play video games while he watches his shows. Enough is never enough. And when it comes time for the pandemic potato to relieve itself, it has concocted a mechanism so it won't miss a single moment of TV. The pandemic potato has become so intelligent he can fool his predators into believing he is actually attending class over Zoom.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrate the PowerPoints so that when you download the PowerPoints on Canvas, basically...
Because he has become too lazy to ever brush his teeth, he simply adds toothpaste to his food. The student kitchen has always been a challenging habitat to survive in. It's a place where food can't always be found easily or affordably. This pandemic potato has lost its job and has turned to eating exclusively Mr. Noodles to save money. To avoid insanity from eating the same meal over and over, he spices things up by adding a little pizzazz to his meals. And on occasion, he takes his culinary skills into never-before-explored frontiers. Who knows how long it will take for the world to go back to the way things were, and we can only wonder if it will be so long that this species has completely forgotten his original habits. I'm David Attenborough, Planet COVID.